mental health stressors faced by trans communities are first, of course, the fear of violence and also, the anxiety, panic, and injuries attached to the past traumatic experiences and also the flashbacks. Second, gender dysphoria. Third, I would just say, the burnout, the everyday negotiation with the society, with the landlord, with the going to the grocery shop, and the constant gaze that the one is looking the way one is getting looked at. uh, Fourth, the rejection by the family and loved ones and discrimination across the dating websites and finding partners. Also, I think there's a huge stress related to the financial stress when it comes to the gender reassignment surgery, and how to find an affirmative doctor, how that experience will look like, and also lack of conversations around that makes that person anxious and makes that person feeling very alone, that how to go about it.
Transgender persons face discrimination, and this is structural discrimination. And because of this structural discrimination, transgender persons face certain kind of specific stresses. And some of these specific stresses are like misgendering. Misgendering is one of the most common stresses faced by transgender community. It is because of not using their correct name, not using their correct pronouns, by using their dead name. It is also because of infrastructure exists around us. Segregated washrooms, segregated uniforms, segregated security checkup, and because of all this, transgender persons face dysphoria. And this dysphoria is not only a bodily dysphoria but also social dysphoria because of continuously misgendering.
I think anybody who takes the blunt of this binary system of gender women are actually trans and gender non-conforming folks, and I think because of that they have to go through violence and discrimination across their lifespan, and it does vary. The violence varies, but they are receiving and on hate crimes, rape, bullying, and they are not given houses. They are denied jobs, and also they are left out of education system. They are also at the receiving end of punishments and corrective punishments by their family, society, everybody. uh, and I think also within the context of India, I think it is not only about one identity, because it's at an intersection of other, and if you're Dalit, Bahujan, Adivasi, disabled, then I think it makes it more vulnerable towards your own life.
The root cause behind poor mental health of trans persons and queer persons is only because of cis heteronormativity. The cis heteronormativity believes that there are only two kind of gender exist, that is man and woman, and men and women also cisgender man and woman. Beyond that, there is no other kind of gender identity exists. It also believes that there is only one kind of sexual orientation, and that is heterosexual orientation. And beyond that, there is no other kind of sexual orientation exists. And we know that there are many people who falls beyond this normative structure of cis heteronormativity. And whoever falls beyond, outside this cis heteronormative structure, they face certain kind of unique stressors. I think peer support play a big and important role in trans persons and queer persons' life. We know that there are most of the trans persons who face discrimination and violence in family, and because of that they left their family and stay with their chosen family. In this case, peer support play a big role. We also know that there are most of the trans persons and queer persons who are closeted and not out, and then they have no space where they can talk about their feelings, they can express their emotions. Then peer support became a space where they can be who they are, they can talk about their feelings, they can express themselves. We also know that our gender identity, sexual orientation are not accepted in society. Our relationships are not acknowledged in society. Then peer support became a space where our gender identity and sexual orientation is accepted and our relationships are acknowledged.
Peer-led organization and community-based organization are very important source of information for trans people seeking mental health support and services. With greater financial and technical capacity investment, they can develop online and paper-based resources in local language to provide instruction and advice on how to improve community resilience and well-being at a daily basis through existing resources such as APTN, Blueprint for the Comprehensive Care for Trans People, Peer support group can be able to collect much needed data and insight on the experience of trans people living with mental health issues or facing dysphoria.
I think peer support is great when it's come to the queer trans mental health, because we have seen that how queer trans persons have actually found their own community and they support each other throughout their life, and they feel so comfortable with each other. And I think that's a great strategy to work on the mental health spectrum as well. But I hope that the only thing would be that it does need to be from a very feminist and challenging the ableist framework within the queer trans folk, the peer education program, so we can celebrate neurodiversity and different identity, and it doesn't need to limit anybody.